Hi everybody, it's Lisa, the houseplant guru. I'm here to talk today about holiday plants because the holidays are here, right? And you're going to be getting or giving some holiday plants to your friends or getting them from your friends. And how do we take care of them, right? Like, oh, good grief, what do I do with this now? Okay, so let's talk first about the ubiquitous poinsettia. I love poinsettias. I used to not like poinsettias too much, but now I love them. I don't know what changed, but I love them. I decorate with them. I have hankies, doilies, pictures, clocks. I got it all. So when you go buy a poinsettia, what are you looking for? Well, first of all, as you know, these are bracts or modified leaves. They are not the flower. The flower are the little yellow things in the middle, right? So you want to buy those barely showing. If they're open and if they're really yellow and they have like little pollen sacs on the end, well, it's kind of past its prime, right? And you're also going to want to check these sleeves to make sure there's no water. Because if they're standing in water, then it's probably a good indicator that they haven't been taken care of all that great. They just had some water thrown on them, and now they're probably standing in water and the roots are rotting. Right? So buy it without it standing in water and make sure that a lot of yellow is not showing. So then you know that it's going to last as long as possible. This orange one barely has, or peach, has any yellow showing in the middle at all. So they come in all different colors, sizes, shapes. Well, not really shapes. Well, I guess they do. You can get them on standard. So that's your poinsettia. Don't let it get cold when you bring it home. Any of these plants, when you bring them home, make sure they're wrapped either at the very least in plastic. It's not your best bet. Your best wrapping is some kind of paper. If I buy them at a grocery store, which I try to go to my independent garden center, but I know not everyone has one near them, I put paper bags over them. I put them in a paper bag. I put a paper bag over the top if possible. They look at me like I'm crazy. I don't care. Probably I am. When it comes to plants, I am. So make sure they're covered. Make sure you pick one without very much yellow showing, which those are the true flowers. These are the bracts. And you should have a poinsettia that will last a long time, right? So how about a holiday cactus? These are my favorite. I love them so much. There's a little greenhouse near us that actually has the true Christmas cactus. They only come in this color, and they have the cladodes or flattened stems that have like little scalloped edges, whereas the Thanksgiving cactus, you can see it, has they're called cladodes or flattened stems, have little sharp points on them. They're not really sharp, but they're pointed, and they're actually also called a crab cactus or claw cactus. Buy those. This one is all it is buds. Do you see that? No flowers, but I see that they're kind of pinkish buds, so they're probably either going to come out white or light pink. So buy them with as many buds as you can so that, whoops, and then they drop. See why they drop off? You know why they drop off? Probably because they have gone from a nice warm greenhouse into a truck, into cold, back to outside to go into the greenhouse if they haven't been grown at the greenhouse. So when they get a temperature fluctuation, they will drop their buds. But try to buy one with lots of buds on it so that you can enjoy it as much as possible at home, right? So how about a cyclamen? I love cyclamen. Look at those. They're like little butterflies dancing above the foliage. I just love them. The foliage is beautiful too. These are beautiful, beautiful plants. They bloom at this time of year. But when you water them, make sure they like cold. They like not cold. They like cool temperatures. So if you keep your house at 75, which I've heard some people do, I do not, then they're not going to like that. So try to keep it cooler on the cooler side. When you water them, water around the outside, not right in the middle, because there's a tuber in there that has like a little dent in it. And if you water right in the middle, the water will set in that tuber, in that indentation, and you'll have a rotted yellow foliage, and then soon no foliage, cyclamen. So keep them cool, water around the outside edge, keep them, cooler, and they will reward you with flowers all season. Kalanchoe. Okay, here's a kalanchoe. It is a succulent plant. Sorry, dirt's falling off. I bought this a few days ago. So when this is done flowering, you can either, all these plants, when they're done, you can throw them away if that's what you want to do, or you can try to keep them as a houseplant. And this is a beautiful houseplant. Look at that foliage that has scalloped edges. It's a succulent. So even if it didn't bloom again, it's still a beautiful plant. Same as a poinsettia. Your cyclamen will rest after this season, rest for the summer, and come back next fall. So if that dies down, you don't know how many I've thrown away. Many, because I thought it was dead before I knew better. They're just dying down, and then they'll come back in the fall. So don't throw it away. But the kalanchoe, beautiful succulent. You can say kalanchoe, tomato, whatever you want to say. But these flowers will last quite a long time. Then you just cut them off and enjoy this as a succulent plant. And hopefully next fall, it will come into bloom again. Or even sporadically, throughout the year, it may bloom for you. So that's the kalanchoe. I really like these lemon cypress. And what's pretty cool is now you can find these during, and it does smell like lemon pledge to me. You can find these in the summer. I had one on my front porch all summer long as a thriller in the middle of the pot. You can't see it. It's right over here. I have Christmas lights on it now because it started out about this size and now it's probably about this tall. And I have Christmas lights on it here in my sunroom. So I love that. Keep them, evenly moist. Don't let it dry out. Don't let it stand in water. It kind of likes warm temperatures. If you live in zone 7 or higher, you can keep it outside. It smells so good. I love it. All right, my anthuriums. If you buy someone an anthurium, I bought pink, but of course, for the holidays, you can buy red. These spades, the leathery spades, this is the spade, this is the spadix, and this part that sticks up, that is the actual flower. This is just a modified leaf. It kind of protects the flower. And if you buy red, perfect. It will stay like this for a really, really long time, definitely through the holidays. And then it's a beautiful plant, and hopefully you can bring it back into bloom. I'm going to try very hard to do that. Look at this little snowman I bought. Isn't he cute? You know what he's got in his hair? It's a little Ionantha, Tillandsia Ionantha. It's a little Tillandsia. I know I keep putting these in front of my face, but that's okay. But the bad thing is it's glued in. So how do you water it? Well, I'm going to soak it a little bit. I'm probably going to soak it, and then I'm going to let it drain upside down. You got to let it drain, or this is going to be rotten hair really quick. So, you could spritz it, but it probably could maybe lay it on its side in the water, and then as best as you can, try to maybe put it in a glass that's, it's not going to fall into, or a vase or something that this will fit into to try to drain it upside down. But he is very, very cute. Cute gift. And then, last but not least, my favorite, there's a couple left, is the amaryllis. Okay, so I started this amaryllis. I have to look back on my Instagram a couple weeks ago, and look at that. It's already going crazy. All I did was, I bought it as a bulb. I'll show you like this, bulb. And see how these are really, really dry, these roots. It's very bright in here, sorry. I actually had a sunshine today. I was so excited. I put this in a cup of water so that this just sits on top of the cup, and these are in there getting soaked. Some of them are kind of not even attached anymore. To kind of soak those roots before I pot it up. And then I pot it up in some really well-drained, good potting soil. And as you can see, I only potted it, a third of it is sticking out of the potting medium. So make sure you use good potting medium. I bought this one at a local big box for $5. And look at the difference. Garden Center, probably going to have 2 stalks with probably 10 flowers total, maybe 12. And beefy, good price. Then you have this size little box, tiny little thing. It does have a flower coming, so I'm hoping it's going to flower. But the soil that it came in is pure peat moss. I think that it would, a lot of times it rots it. It's even a little bit too big for this pot. For this bulb is too big for this pot. So I'm just gonna, this is going in the trash. And I'm going to soak these roots, and I'm gonna put it in some good, well-drained, good potting soil. Same as I am, potting medium, as I am with this one. And then about 6 to 8 weeks, you're gonna have some blooming like this. This is a big bulb. Look at that. Here's another flower stalk over here, one here. Perfect. I'm going to have probably 10 flowers. So if you can, spend the money and get the bigger bulb, more flowers. I'm not into the waxed ones, but you can find these wax where they've cut the bottom off, because everything this bulb needs to bloom is in it already. It doesn't need anything else, water. But even when they put them in those waxed ones, they've already really, these, you've seen these in the boxes where they've already bloomed. So they really don't need the water. But if you want to bring it back year after year, plant it in potting medium. That's my opinion. Okay, and then we have the little, I bought this one just to show you. This is a Norfolk Island pine. I have a great big one that was from my grandmother's funeral that's in the other room, and it was just too big to get in this picture. So I bought this little one, and you can see this one came with little ornaments on it, little star, tells about it, little gift tag, came in a thing. I made sure that it wasn't standing in water inside of this. But Norfolk Island pine, this one is not sprayed with glitter, which I'm very happy about. I don't really like them sprayed with glitter because that usually never comes off, and then when your new growth comes out, it has no glitter on it. So kind of like the painted succulents, right? So cute plant can get really big. The one in my house is about 6 feet tall, but keep it evenly moist. If it gets too dry, it will drop stems. If it dries out, the bottom ones will drop off, which has happened to me, so mine's kind of leggy. In their natural habitat, these can get 200 feet tall, but in your house, if you keep it for a really long time, maybe 6 or 7 feet, right? So, all right, so these are the holiday plants I found. You don't want to put them against a heat vent. Don't put them in a hot window. Don't put them near a drafty door that's cold, a cold draft. They just want to be, and some of these want to be a little cooler. The cooler they are, the longer their leaves or their flowers will last, but you don't want them too cool that they're shocked and drop all their buds, like might happen with your Thanksgiving cactus. You can do fun things with them. You can decorate your Norfolk Island pine. You can decorate your lemon cypress. Oh, that still smells so good. But you know what? Who doesn't want a living gift for Christmas? I sure do. Or for whatever holiday, Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you're celebrating. A plant is always a perfect hostess gift, a perfect gift for a friend that needs a little pick-me-up. Maybe send one to a home that to a grandma or grandpa or something. Send them a plant, especially like, the amaryllis that they can watch grow. How cool is that? I can practically watch this thing grow. It grows so quickly. So, all right, I hope you have a great holiday season, and I hope this helps a little bit.